A video game based on a classic 80s film? Scarface, The World Is Yours. Released in 2006 for the PS2, Xbox, PC and Wii, this game takes a different turn from the movie. Spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't seen Scarface, and if you haven't, why? It's fucking awesome! Anyway, at the end of the film, Tony gets shot in the back and dies. But the game starts you just before then, so you can turn around and shoot the shit out of that guy. After escaping his mansion, Tony hides away for 3 months, before coming back to Miami to rightfully reclaim what was his. Me personally, I love this change. Yeah, they could have stuck with the movie, but we know how that ends. But here, we get to build up Tony's empire and see his influence grow. Now sadly, Al Pacino does not return to voice Tony Montana, but he does lend his likeness. And the guy who voices Tony Montana actually does a good job of sounding like a young Al Pacino.
Whoa, that's one. So surprised they think I'm dead or run off or something. Well, I'm back, okay? This is my town, my world, George, and nobody's gonna take it away from me.
Also, Robert Loggia returns as Frank Lopez, and he sounds amazing, narrating the story as you go and saying all the shops that you go into.
Pedro's Pawn Shop.
So what exactly do you do in Scarface, The World Is Yours? Well, after you buy back your mansion from the police, the world just basically opens up. You sell cocaine to people, fast talk cops when you get too much heat, buy shops to increase your income, and take down any rival gangs that stand in your way. You also have your standard story missions, where you'll be doing a whole bunch of things, from robbing an armoured truck to taking down past enemies. Now, many people at the time compared this game to GTA Vice City and San Andreas, and I can see why. They are both third-person action games. You build back your reputation and empire, and there's a few other things, but for me, this game does some things better, such as lock-on aiming. This will save your life many times, and shooting someone in the balls never gets old. Actually being able to see your empire grow and not just being told, yeah, it's growing. You can go into a blind rage, strangely called ball rage, which will recover health every enemy you kill, and it also makes you invincible. Being able to have full conversations with NPCs and also taunt your enemies.
What you doing in this club, man?
Hey, I came here to drink, I came here to fuck, but right now, I'll take either one.
And finally, as I mentioned before, fast talking. This can get you out of trouble with the law, increase cocaine sales prices, and also reduce interest from the bank. There is one big thing GTA does better than Scarface, and that is mainly on Vice City, and that is with the soundtrack. Anybody who grew up playing Vice City knows straight away what I'm talking about here. Who can forget getting into a car, tuning into Flash FM to hear such great songs as Hall & Oates' Out of Touch, Bryan Adams' Run to You, Yes, Owner of a Lonely Heart, and many, many more on Flash FM. Or maybe tuning in to V-Rock to hear She Sells Sanctuary by The Cult, Emotion 98.3 for Toto's Africa, Wave 103 for I Ran by A Flock of Seagulls. Honestly, Vice City has the best soundtrack I have ever heard in a video game. So of course Scarface soundtrack would not stand up to it, but that's not a knock on the game at all. I would say it focuses more on story and gameplay than the music, and since both of them are fucking amazing, I think it did a good job. Saying that, I do have a couple of small niggles to point out. Firstly, there is no waypoint. So if you're driving from one end of the map to the other, you'll constantly need to open up your map to close it again. This will get old very quickly. But saying that, The more you play the game, the more you will learn where you're going and where the streets will lead to. Secondly, you may encounter a few bugs or glitches. Me personally, I didn't through my playthrough, but I've seen footage of it being played on the PC and it's an absolute mess. And finally, after you complete the game, there's nothing else to do apart from buy everything. There are no collectibles in this game, which is a shame. Overall, Scarface, The World Is Yours is a brilliant movie adaptation and shouldn't be tossed aside like the other movie adaptations we got around the same time. I could definitely say that you should buy Scarface, The World Is Yours at full price, or at least in mint condition. Also, they need to remaster this game for the PS5 with trophies. I would play the shit out of it, and it thoroughly deserves to be remastered. Well, that's all we've got time for today. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, please give us a like, share and subscribe. And let me know down in the comments what you thought of Scarface, The World Is Yours. Take care of yourselves.